Hi Tom, hi everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to our today's session about Beem, the new Swisscom security solution. I'm on the wrong slide. Sorry for that. No.
It's Murphy time.
Yeah, complete Murphy time. Completely not ready. We'll have our two days webinar about Beem, our new Swisscom security solution. Remo and my name is Nicolas Schlumberger. I work for Network and Cloud Security Services, and with me I have Remo.
My name is Remo Bianchi. I work as a IT security engineer in the Center of Excellence team, and welcome to the demo.
Before we start, a few organizational topics. First off, audio and video. It should be perfectly working. All the audience is on mute for practical reasons. On the parallel, you should hear us. You should see us and or the slide or whatever we're currently presenting. Then, if you have any technical issues, write either in the chat or to the email address shown below, anina.engelberger@swisscom.com, if you have any problems that we can help you. Be aware the entire webinar is being recorded. We'll afterwards also send out the link to where you can find it. Duration will be roughly about 45 minutes. Feel free to ask any questions. We just put them into the tool. We'll order them and answer them then after our demo part. So, Remo, what is Beem? Oh, sorry, that's still mine. What is beemNet actually? beemNet is our new Swisscom security solution. beemNet basically provides the core for the Beem security solution. Infrastructure itself is hosted and maintained by Swisscom themselves, and is situated in several redundant data centers within Swisscom. From a practical point of view, it's a SaaS solution that's deeply integrated into the Swisscom core network, which allows us to have direct connected security solutions for anybody who is directly connected through the Swisscom network with an appropriate license or subscription, obviously. Important thing here is, as it's deeply integrated into the Swisscom network, it does not only protect you if you have, in a traditional sense, a VPN client or something connected to, but also at the same time, if you just have that Swisscom subscription, be it a mobile one, be it also a wireline connection like your in-one KMU or something similar, you automatically get the protection through beemNet. Core topics there is secure access to the internet, be it just for traditional surfing, also to applications and business applications like SaaS service, 365 as a simple example there. And if you then go a few steps forward, also the possibility to have access to private applications that you host yourselves, and zero trust network access.
So, which problem of the small and medium-sized companies does Swisscom solve with Beem? The challenge for the IT professionals in the SME field is the increasing network, cloud hybrid working, mean that the classic security architecture can no longer cope with the increasingly complex requirements. New approach are needed, such as zero trust that Nicolas mentioned before. Mobile device must also integrated in the solution or in the security concept, and that is very time consuming for the small SMEs or for the mostly SMEs. And also mainly is used by the larger companies because they have the guys that can help with them and integrate and so on and so on. And different security solutions are also often in use, and that leads often in a high of complexity and time-consuming administration and inconsistency. Why we use Beem? Why we do use Beem? Excuse me. This is exactly where Swisscom want to start with the new Beem portfolio, putting simplicity in the center. That means at the same time with a comprehensive state-of-the-art security solution, but with a massively reduce of the complexity and of administration. Also of the possibility for companies to easily implement the zero trust framework, and we achieve this by integrating security in our provider network, as Nicolas mentioned before. Nicolas, how we can imagine this from a technical point of view?
Well, from a technical point, those slides. The next one already. Oh, sorry. Yeah, from a technical point, I already had that one. Anyway, yeah, from a technical point of view, well, you are on the. Well, I'm not. Sorry, Murphy, I'm completely lost. Where are we in the slides? Yeah, sorry. Then here we are. Then we didn't properly go through the slides here, apparently. So, how does this look from a technical point of view? Sorry, we were back on track. Beem essentially is organized in 4 different flavors, 4 different editions, as we call them, that provide individual security postures. They're basically based on one another. So basically, if you have a lower level, the higher level includes everything that the lower level also includes. And basically, we start with essential. Name roughly says already what it is. It's really an essential security solution. It's relatively simple. It provides, again, 4 security levels within essential that are just configured by a simple slider. So you can say, want less security, want more security. There's no real individual configuration in there. But it allows you to get more or less security from that. Core topic here is secure internet access to the internet, mainly for the internet itself and for typical SaaS application. The app can be used here already. Important topic here is it's not yet user-based. User-based comes then in the subsequent editions. Next up, basic. Core topic here is first off, you get access to zero trust. So basically you can have access to private applications as a first topic. Then CASB on top. So you get more granular configuration on cloud applications like M365. And instead of just allowing access in general, you can do some more granular control. Then with IAM in the identity and access management, it allows you to create users and users group, give them individual access. This is mainly important for zero trust access and the business application. So in that case, you can tell, hey, you can access group A can access application A, group B can access a different set of application depending on your needs, be it by business group, by needs, etc. And with UEM, Unified Endpoint Management, it also allows you to get more granular information out of the endpoint, and thus more granular zero trust decisions. Is a user, in that case a device, really allowed to have access to a particular application. Next up, Plus Edition. This one is the first edition where you get the full granular control over the full policy. Essential was just a slider. Basic with private applications being already in it, so we're already allowed to configure the private applications, but not really your internet access policy. And from the moment you go plus and high, you get the full access to the configuration console, which allows you to have full access to the configuration. Next topic there, SD-WAN integration. It allows you to connect multiple sites together as a traditional WAN connectivity. And on top, it has some additional security for IoT devices. Core topic here is automatic detection of IoT devices. Sure, you can already use it on the lower levels, but just you're somewhat limited when it comes to detection. Last but not least, RBI, remote browser isolation, always an interesting topic for more granular access. Last but not least, premium, basically our top of the line edition, basically we can have all features of Beem or beemNet what are available. Here on top, AI enhanced detection, mainly ATP, also DLP solutions, basically the additional security layers that are mainly for, let's say, for really security sensitive companies. So, Remo, what are we doing with secure surfing? How can we securely surf the internet with Beem? How does that work?
So when we go to the next slide that we have seen now is we have numerous of security checks in the beemNet, so the means of blocking and harmful websites, classic URL filtering, anonymization, IP cloaking, and checking website certificates. Also, encryption is a topic, and as well IPS, deep packet inspection, and other security features that we can enable or disable what the customer's gusto looks like. So we have two cases prepared for today's demo. One I will share now my screen is, I hope you can see that exactly, and I hope we can see as well. Yeah, sorry for that, it's an extended. So I make display sharing with my iPhone, and I have prepared some nice phishing SMS, but firstly we will connect to the beemNet. Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry for that. I need as well here. So, and now we have here the nice beemNet app, and that looks like really clean, and we go for the username. That is a passkey authentication, so we click here, and yeah, the Murphy as well, but that's not a problem. So we are on the staging platform, and we have.
I think you need to have a look at your phone, otherwise it won't really work.
No. Give me 1 sec. So I have to check that. Maybe I need to put that shortly back. Okay, that's it. That's it. Why? And we go back to the screen. Yes, and hopefully now that it's looks kind of better. Exactly. As I mentioned before, we are on the pre-prod, so the staging platform. We have some issues here. I click on that. I need here. Put my finger on my MacBook. And now we can see in the Beem app, we have some red buttons that shortly goes to the green. And when we see the 3-button screen, that means I'm secure, my connection is encrypted, and I have some access to business applications. We have also here the notifications that need a little bit longer time, and we also see some devices and security dashboard. What means security dashboard? So when I hit the policy that I was forbidden to access an application or whatever, I get a notification, and also see some URL filtering stuff, malware filtering stuff that protects me on my user level. Of course, the admin of the company looks like more, but we come to that dashboard in a few minutes.
Yep. Don't you want to do the demo with the phishing email or the phishing SMS in this case? Or those later on?
No.
That's right in
here.
now.
Exactly. Give me that. I need that one. So, Nicolas sent me a nice reminder. Hey, Remo, you have too much hours on your on the site, so please go look at that. And we also knew in the last weeks or months we get some a lot of reminders. So hey, your package is at the post station, or DPD send you a package, please, blah blah blah. Click on that. And why?
Oh, that's a bit interesting. We don't get any error message. Also no notification. You have another Murphy?
I think the Murphy is ongoing, but I hope Ganesha is with us. So
fair enough.
Yeah, we can show that a little bit later so that we can go on And yeah.
MacBook demo as well, or are you good?
I think we're
going to skip those as well. So in that case, back to the slides. Rem already showed we have an app. You also mentioned before there's also the possibility to work also without the app. So the big question is, what is the real benefit of having the application? Like I said before, from the moment you have a Swisscom subscription, be it your mobile subscription, be it a landline and then an in-one calling or something similar that is connected to Swisscom, you can use beemNet automatically. But at the same time, there are some limitations, certain topics that don't properly work if you just have the ageless variant. I think the most important one is there's no data decryption, so you can't do any deep packet inspection. Nowadays, unfortunately, most of the traffic is encrypted, so you don't really see in there. Yes, we can still provide security, but at the same time, if we can't do decryption, you don't get any nice error message that says, hey, you just try to access something that you shouldn't have, so you just get a blank screen or a dark screen. So it's not really that interesting. Then, at the same time, we have an encrypted channel to the beemNet. Before it's just, the connectivity is sent, all the traffic is sent to beemNet, but with the application on top, it allows us to have an encrypted channel there. Then, unfortunately, didn't show up before. You also get the notifications and a nice little security dashboard, basically what went wrong, or a little more information. And I think the most important one there is you can also use beemNet for any third-party connection. So if you're at an internet cafe, if you're at another customer, another location that doesn't have the beemNet protection natively on, you can still use the app to get access to beemNet. Important side topic there is if you're on your mobile network, and then also if you're roaming due to some, let's say, legal reasons, even if you're roaming, you're automatically protected by beemNet, even if you're not using the application. So let's move over to ZTNA and Zero Trust Network Access. What's the current state of the union? Why do we have such a pain with app access?
Exactly. Sorry, that was to fix the app problem. So we have the perimeter security used to be sufficient data, and the employees were on site. All external access was simply blocked. Employees could only access the company data and change through the transformation. Oh, that was the wrong. Sorry for that. Exactly. So hosting of the business application is increasing, outsourced to the cloud. Software manufacturers are increasing focus on SaaS services. Change to modern work, remote work. So everybody wants to go in a nice place, maybe in Bahamas, and work from there. So we have them.
Not just work from home, even work from holiday.
No, all in.
Love it.
Exactly, and also with that, we have a lot of challenging topics that we have to address. So lack of control when using the SaaS applications, access to the guidelines, who is authorized to access the application, under which criteria, weak authentication and phishing. So with username and password, we have some really weak logging method that is not great, and for that we, as you see before, we enabled the passkeys authentication, access to the all application in the network as well. So in the most cases, users are on the site and has access to the entire network, and with that, there's also really nice possibility for lateral movement, and as well VPN access is the same from remote to the company side. We have also all access for the entire network, and as well device security is not checked. What means device security? If I have the antivirus enabled or not, is my firmware on a newest firmware stand, and so on and so on. Yes.
Well, that's a whole slew of issues. So what are we going to do against it? Well, luckily there is a proper answer for that. and that answer is called Zero Trust Network Access. The name implies it's zero trust, so don't trust any connection. Network access just means access to the network. Core idea there is you don't get full access to the entire network, but rather you get access to a particular application. It's always verified who you are, so which user it is, what time is it, where you're coming from, what's the state of your device. So you can also check, hey, is actually an antivirus running? Is it up to date? And if it's maybe not up to date, it's saying, sorry, that's a critical application, don't get access to it. That's a less critical application, yes, so we can still do it. Let's say time reporting is not that critical, you need to do it because otherwise HR gets mad. On the other hand, access to the financial application with some internals may not be the best thing. So, how does it look from a technical point of view? Like I said, you get access to those applications, be it on the company side, be it also for mobile networking. We can do zero trust on one hand for internal applications, that's maybe the traditional VPN replacement, but at the same time can also do zero trust access to public applications like M365 or SAP or Salesforce, whatever, because there's just a few examples up there. And the core idea is, it's context-based, it's fine granular policy, like I said, user, time, locations, where you're from, where you're going to. Then standardized accesses, then authentication always by passkeys. In a future edition, we also may have the possibility to do a native one-to-one integration also with the target application, so you not only get the passkey protection for the beemNet access, but also for your business applications behind. We skipped a bit over what passkeys strictly are. Passkeys is just a more modern passwordless authentication method to access any web or internet application. Core idea here is that beemNet and also my Swisscom business that runs the entire management plane on it will get only accessible by passkeys, so you actually get a strong authentication, no longer password loss, or password loss is no longer a thing because it's a passkey. The passkey is bound to your devices, and from there on you get automatically a better security. And another core topic, it's temporary access. Actually, the access is verified whenever you access it. Is the device, is the complete context in a proper state? And as long as a proper state is given, you get access. If you break something, for example, your antivirus expires or you move to another country for the weird reason, if you're near to a border, it may happen. You could probably you can then limit access to that particular application if you're probably bound by law that can only access, for example, financial data from Switzerland, not from abroad, then can be solved. The advantage of the zero trust access with Beem, we can see that in this slide. So a user has the identification in the beemNet, so with the secure Swisscom business account and passkeys. And what is our the context-based, fine-grained access policies? We do some checks that. You can see that on the point 2. If you have the user access rights, is it in the right network? Device properties are allowed that this device can connect to the business network, data classification, location, date and time, and so on and so on. And when the access is permitted, business application logins says okay, or access denied. Okay, careful. That just allows you access to the business application. If you after still or need a second set, maybe need a second set of credentials to access to
Good
access.
Point. Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
Yes.
So click. Are we already on? Sorry. We're back to demo time. So far too many topics open. Let's see if that goes easy. Can I get my screen over there?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. A bit overlaid by the presentation. Again, in that case, we're on prod environment. In this case, it's a plus or even a premium tenant that I'm working on, so I can actually have full access to the corresponding environment and the underlying configuration. In this case, it's a simple access to how does zero trust work, or how can I access or allow or deny access to a particular application. In my particular case, I have a dummy web server. There are not really applications behind here. I have the application blue and the application green here that I'm allowed to access. If I can look here, something appears and actually looks okay. Can you click here on, come on? Why doesn't it work? I can actually show here, yes, it's accessing a private application. It's a private IP address, so it won't be accessible from the internet. But on the other hand, if I try to access the application yellow, build up exactly the same way as the other ones. I just get a nice little pop-up here. So, hey, no, I'm no longer allowed to access this particular application. What is behind is just this user-based, in this case, a simple user-based control that says my user is not allowed to access this particular application. How does this look from a practical point of view? Sorry. So that was just live demo of what we can do. Let's have a quick look at what we call Concerto. Concerto is the management tool that basically runs the beemNet configuration. There are two things that I want to show you there. Oops, not fully prepared. That's a bit shame on me. On one hand, let's have a quick look at analytics. Oh, speed is amazing again. Sorry, be wide radio. That's what I need. That's what I need. And SaaS web monitoring.
So that was just two cases to demonstrate what Beem can do. We have a lot more on the portfolio, and right back to you, Nico.
Yeah, thanks for the stopgap. Yeah. Just a quick look at what is Concerto. Concerto actually has a dual purpose. On one hand, it's the analytics platform that allows you to have a deeper analysis of what is actually going on. In this particular case, actually, we had quite a lot of things going on. Why is it so small? Just an overview what's going on as I'm using this on a live system. So there's some noise going on in the background. So we see a bit more. It would be a bit too tedious to actually do a little deep down or drill down here. At the same time, that was just a SASE overview. I can also have a look here on threat monitoring or threat detection that allows me to have a more granular view what else is ongoing. So, for example, here the IP has triggered some alert, etc. So basically, this is your your window where you can actually see what is going on. If we would switch over to the other pre-prod tenant that Rem was using before, we'd also see his attempts, hopefully, and the corresponding block. Again, here, the productive environment have quite high levels of access, so I can just jump around if needed, but yes. Then, secondary topic is, let's have a look at the configuration. The interesting part here will be private application protection. What can we actually do? How does it work? How doesn't it work? To be fair, my configuration here is relatively simple, but I think it makes most sense to have a quick look at what can I actually configure when I do create a new rule. First topic, application. Like I said, it's private application access, it's zero trust application access. There's always this topic, hey, do you really want to give access to an IP address or an FQDN or something that's more or less static, or do you actually want to create an application and to give proper access? So yes, we can give corresponding access. Come on. Here are a couple of predefined applications that I can, The predefined applications are down here, up here on top. Here are my custom defined applications that allow me to create particular access. Then typically users and groups. So exactly. Zero trust. First of all, I don't want to give everybody access to it. Confidence is less, and or device groups. There's a small distinction from the moment I'm working agentless. I only have device groups that I can actually assign because I don't really know which user is behind. On the other hand, if I'm properly logged in through the app, I can create.
That is a really interesting group because that we can address the IoT things. So it's another webinar that we are shown in the future. What we can do also with the IoT things.
IoT in that case in combination with the mobile network.
Exactly.
That's the interesting topic there. Then next up, half blind here, device posture. So basically, what is the state of the device? Starting from is it the Mac? Is it Windows? Is it whatever? Do I want to allow access from certain platforms? Just I don't want to allow it for whatever practical reasons. For example, it must be a company-owned device. I know my company only has Windows device, so I basically can block any access that's not on the Windows. I can actually do this already a step before. I can directly do this in the app and say, look, the app says, look, I know that's your Windows, please go away. I'm not really interested to give you particular access. Then geolocations. basically where they're coming from, where you're going to. It's in this particular case mainly private application, so destination might be less interesting. The source can obviously be interesting. So yeah, like I said before, do you want to have Swiss-only access, or maybe Switzerland and surrounding countries, or the rest of the world, or Europe? Basically, it's up for you to decide what access makes sense, or basically, do you know where your co-workers are, and basically whitelist those particular countries. If you have certain branch office and say, yeah, they're working for there, it makes sense, but the rest of the world, now we want to block it. Then, yes, we can still do traditional access. So yeah, if you don't really want to go through the process of creating a proper application, we can still do traditional IP addresses and traditional ports to allow a particular access. It's not really the modern way to do it, but yes, it's still possible, and we still allow it just to have at least, say, a smooth transition from the old world to the new world. Schedules are also possible. I'm a bit there on the defensive side to actively use them, because, yeah, what is then the local time zone? Does it really make sense? Summertime, wintertime, it's a good theory. In practice, I've never actually seen it work. Then, obviously,
the most important thing,
an action. Basically, what can we actually do? Well, can we start relatively simple? We can either allow it. And allow means just don't do any additional security inspection, just allow the connection. Yeah, it's a private application, it could work. The alternative, obviously, is you can just block it if you don't want to allow access, or then pick one or multiple of those security profiles if you want to do additional inspection on that particular connection. There's malware protection. It's in this case for private application. There's URL filter. Actually, the URL filter, what I was showing you before, it was actually just a URL filter that hit us. It says, hey, you're not allowed to access this particular application. So that's why the URL filter, or the nice little message was showing there. And IDS, IPS as a last topic there. Can I switch continue? Or is it complaining?
It needs enter, please, or choose.
I need at least one single action. I can go to the next step. Okay, and then last but not least, I need to obviously enter a rule name that can identify the rule. It can also disable the rule if you just want to play around with it without completely deleting it. But that's roughly the process of how to create a new rule. It's not that complicated. Then again, you need to basically first be aware, okay, who are my user groups? What are they going to access? What's the application definition? And then the rest is just manual work to how to continue there. All right, I think that was enough for the demo. I think we're through the demo. Where's my?
Yes, we are, I think, at the end. So today, as mentioned before, we showed only two things that we can secure our employees or the company in the SME section. And as I mentioned as well before, we have some really nice other things that we can show, and we are on really cool track to deploy the whole advanced features in the future. So be aware, it comes really nice, and it's really close the launch. And of course of that, we have some some challenging things on the pre-prod staging to enable all and make some small upgrades, etc., etc. But
we're looking forward, and it looks good at the moment.
Exactly.
Like I said, we can show already something. Unfortunately, we can't really give it back to our customers. In a nutshell, basically what we're showing today. What is beem? Beem is a deep integration into the Swisscom network, so you don't really need an additional application or an additional device on premise to use it. Just having a Swisscom subscription, just having a Swisscom access allows you to use beem. Then it is the possibility to manage the cybersecurity easily. Yes, we provide with essential rudimentary security functions. If you need more, if you want more granularity, yes, you can go up to the upper editions. And of course, there's a full transparency what you actually, this is the current state, either through analytics within Concerto, or then also the MySwisscom business security dashboard with even individual reports. So basically, we could provide you what your current state is. So, I think we are in the Q&A session.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh. So,
So we have we offer various sales and support models. So the first one, and as you see already here, is the direct distribution. So the self-care essential, so you can order it by yourself. Easy one-click order flow in your dashboard, My Swisscom Business, and you can install the clients, etc. Or you can contact us, and we will give you some help. Or the second channel is via partner. So we are highly work as well as before with other models with our partners, and exactly. And
partner integration is ongoing, but
exactly.
the main goal is that you have your partner who is available to help you with the beem integration, or maybe also do the entire management the same way you did it already before with, for example, Enterprise Connect or BNS. So. No, that was one too early. Questions time. I think it is.
No,
not it?
I think we need one slide more.
Yeah.
No. That one is important.
That one? Yeah. Of course, yeah. QR code, please scan if you want a consultancy session.
Exactly.
To allow how to continue or get more information.
A really other important website that my colleagues are creating and fill up with new content, etc. on highly basis is, give me one sec, docs.beem.swisscom.ch. So that there's really a lot of functions and described of the functions, the different editions, and so on and so on. So please have a look on that, docs.beem.swisscom.ch.
Yeah. We'll include that link in the follow-up email after the webinar.
Exactly.
That you don't easily lose it. So, in that case, we are Q&A time. Remo, any favorite? I would pick the middle one.
The middle one.
That's an easy one. Question is, what about data storage? Where are the logs stored, and how long are they available for, and who has access to them? So, well, the first one, where it is stored, that's relatively simple. Beem is a Swiss solution. Yes, we have a provider behind it that helps us with, let's say, with the basic platform, but due to the integration, I would say it's still a Swisscom solution. It's 100% in Swisscom, so all data is stored within Switzerland, and also the access there quite restricted. So the goal is that also, for example, a bank can, without any problems, use Beem as a solution. So yeah, the access to the logs is restricted from Switzerland only. How long are they available? I think 6 months, if I'm not entirely mistaken. Otherwise, I will take that question back with us, provide a written answer to have the full access. And the rest is, we have our security experts, for example, from the Center of Excellence. The access there to logs is relatively restricted, so all employees are properly vetted, so you don't get any trouble there.
And another nice... Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Another nice question that I saw in the chat is, we already have Enter ID. Can I use that together with Beem? Yes, we can make a nice federation with our IDP, and then you feel free to go.
Yeah, works perfectly fine, and you get the better one. Actually, in that case, you lose the native passkeys, and in the end, it's up to you how to want to configure the proper authentication there.
I think that is a nice question as well. So what is the difference to other ZTNA solutions?
Oh, lovely.
As we mentioned before, and that is the world first, we can say that is fully integrated in our core network. So which provider has that? In the moment,
nobody.
No one?
Yeah. And the rest, I would say, it's up for details between the individual vendors. Some are a bit stronger there, some are a bit stronger there. So yeah, I would say the devil is in the details. I think the core advantage in our case is the integration into the Swisscom network and the possibility to, if you're connected through the Swisscom network, that you can also use ZTNA, yes, with some limitations. You can allow access to private applications. Basically, you're sure, hey, it is actually a known user, a known SIM card, or no wireline that gets access to that particular application.
And also a good question, I think, is, do I need other hardware to activate or use Beem?
Luckily, no, you don't.
That's a really nice answer.
That's so far. Well, No, with the current design, also the future design, there's no additional hardware needed. Your standard mobile phone or your standard internet connection, so your central business router is plenty enough to use Beam. Just as it's connected to the Swisscom network and basically through the subscription, make sure that all the traffic is then routed through Beam. I think one small topic that I didn't really mention there, Essential actually has a possibility. I mentioned 4 security levels. There's actually a 5th security level that allows you to, quote unquote, disable the security within beemNet. You're still routing out the entire traffic through beemNet, but it becomes a standard internet connection without any additional interference. If you really completely want to bypass beemNet, then you would need to cancel the corresponding subscription. But there are possibilities if you ever run into trouble to bypass beemNet.
Another more sales perspective question is, if I have a mobile subscription but without the Beem option, can I use the Beem app anyway? No. So without the mobile subscription, yes, you can do that because we have 3 models. So the connect and protect. So that means if you buy a phone and subscription with a phone, then you are enabled with the protection license. What that means, so that gives you up to 5 device connection to the beemNet. And for the collaboration, it's more like for a third-party supplier that you can put you have only access when you come to the beemNet as well. And the third one was
protect only.
The protect
so
only.
Basically, bring your own mobile subscription and just get
That means as well when my mobile subscription is at an other carrier, so I can download the Beem app as well and hit my registration with that subscription, and then also in the beemNet.
But I think in general, you need to have a user within beemNet to use beemNet. So in essence, it's well, you don't really need the app, but you need to use a subscription.
Yeah.
And we need to we'll double check that one with our colleagues to just be sure that we give you the right answer.
And I think the last interesting question, all questions are interesting, please forgive me for that wording. Can I integrate the Beem into my existing Microsoft ecosystem?
Oh, well, we already answered the one question before. Enter ID works perfectly fine. The rest is then, yes, for example, I can do, what's their EDR solution, not EDR solution, not Defender, the other one, the posture solution.
Intune.
Thank you. There's a possibility to do an Intune integration that allows you to get some additional information, or let's say a second view of what's the current device health state. So that integration is possible, and the rest is just it's a cooperation. The usual question is, if I already have Microsoft, do I really need Beem? What's more word in that way? Security is something that is layered. There's no one silver bullet that covers all. I think you always want to have multiple solutions. Let's take for the other example, Microsoft Defender as a typical endpoint antivirus or the EDR solution at the moment. Beem is primary network security. So anything that comes in through the network, be it through the web channel, be it through email, yes, we can run some protection. If you direct on your local device, if you plug in a USB thumb drive, we can't do anything.
That is why we can integrate that and combine that both nice features together in one, and we have the whole protection, the best of the best.
Yeah. And the last one, the BNS one, or do we need to cross-check that one?
Will Beem replace BNS security options? That is a further roadmap, but we will answer that after with nice wording when looks like the roadmap is
up to date.
Exactly.
Wonderful. I think we're through with the questions. So, in that case, I would say thank you for your time. It was lovely to have you here with our session. Hopefully you learned a lot about Beem. This is the first of a series of webinars. Hopefully we'll do a few more in the future. Also basically enhance your changing the topics, having some more interesting things there. In that case, thanks for your time and have a nice morning.
Absolutely, and as well mentioned before, Murphy is somebody sometime in the live sessions as well, and sorry for that, but we will show you soon as possible the next thing, and then we can show you what VR can do or not. In this matter, let's beam it. Bye, guys.
Hmm.